You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe, and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Thanks for checking out the podcast and YouTube channel on Conroe Culture. Don't forget, we're live on Lone Star Community Radio every Monday at noon. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. Want more information? Visit the show page on irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture for past shows and learn how to sponsor the show.
Monday afternoon, high noon at Conroe Culture Radio. I am your host, Margie Taylor, and we're going to tell you about what's going on around us in downtown Conroe at Lone Star Community Radio. Of course, it's 104.5, 106.1, our city TV on Suddenlink Channel 12, and you can always listen by the app or on your computer at irlonestar.com. Today, I have several guests on the show. I am going to start off with Christian Collins. He's from Congressman Kevin Brady's office, and he's going to give us some background on how he got involved with our congressman, what's going forward, what's working on in some upcoming events, and how he's partnering with Jody, who I can't pronounce his last name, and he will tell us that in a few minutes. But Jody is working with Faithfest, and so is Congressman Brady. So we're going to hear about that. And then we're going to wrap it up with Don Candy, who's going to tell us about the WISE conference. And it's going to be in September. So first of all, the news. So the boys of summer. We like to talk about the boys of summer, and especially Bagwell. And Craig Biggio, and they are both now Houston Astros players that have been inducted in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So that is awesome. Don't you think, Dick? Okay. So I don't have my partner, Jake, here today. So Dick is my silent partner. But he's a 4-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, and Gold Glove recipient. So we're very excited about Mr. Bagwell. So, and of course, the Astros are still first in the American League West, kicking butt. And the Dodgers are in the National League, but so maybe there will be a series opportunity. We hope so. Time will tell. So, what's going on in downtown Conroe? Today, like always, we have Monday Madness. But instead of Caleb hosting it with the Tomatoes, it is Trey Dryden hosting the open mic at the Corner Pub. Fred McIntosh with Charles Peters will be at the Red Brick Tavern stage at 7:30. So you can listen to blues, alternative rock, country rock, and you can actually go to both because they're right across the street from each other, and they are absolutely free. So go by, check that out if you want to have a little happy time on Monday and forget about the Monday blues. It's the Monday moving into Tuesday happiness. So, on Wednesday, we have Dan Smith will host the open mic at the Corner Pub beginning at 9. Thursday, you can hear Buck Yeager with Allison Bishop at the Red Brick Tavern beginning at 8 p.m. And Friday night, it's happening in downtown Conroe. We have Mike Amabile with Run Over Twice at the pub beginning at 9, and Ancient Cat Society at the Red Brick with Jake Black, all at 9 o'clock. Saturday night, Stark Brothers will perform at the Red Brick Tavern. And do not forget that Gospel Sunday Brunch is every Sunday at 10:30 at the Red Brick. And the chef is always creating something awesome off the menu. Of course, they have their own menu just for Sunday. You can always go for dinner or lunch any other day as well and listen to free entertainment. But they will have a Gospel Sunday Brunch with the Jim Sloan Trio this Sunday. So, Conroe Parks and Recs, they are wrapping up their summer season, and you can still swim for only $7 at the water park, and that continues through August 11th, because as you know, it's almost time for back to school. And sales tax weekend is coming up in the next 2 weeks, too. So, of course, that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so you can get your shop on. Tax-free, of course. So the second annual senior prom for seniors will be August 12th, and registration continues through August 7th, and it is a semi-formal. What's really exciting is that this is the first Thursday of the month, and you know what happens on the first Thursday is we have the farmers market with lots of fresh produce, handcraft items, original artwork, all different kinds of things, and it is at Heritage Park through September with the free concert series. So the concert will start at 6:30, and it will feature Charlie and the Regrets and the Peterson Brothers. Now, these guys, the Peterson Brothers, are hot. They played at the Conroe Americana Music Festival, and they're only 17 and 19, but they are going to go far. So it's really cool to be able to come out and see them now before they get too big and start charging a lot of money. So the first Thursday concert and the farmers market will both be out at Heritage Park this Thursday. The farmers market is from 4 to 8. So get your listen to free music. There will be food trucks, and get your produce. Friday, August 11th will be the second annual Meet the Tigers Tiger Roar at Buddy Moorhead Stadium at 6:30 p.m. because it is time for some football. And the Monties are coming. Get tickets for only $10 to see our local performance win Lifetime Achievement Awards. It's the most glamorous night of the year for downtown Conroe. It's only $10. $10 on August 12th. And they will be awarded for their performances at both the Owen Theater and the Crichton Theater. So don't miss that. You can go to crichtontheater.org and find out more. So I am ready to roll with our first guest, Christian. Thanks for coming on the show.
Great to be with you, Margie. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about how you started in politics.
Well, I had a dad that was very interested in politics. He was a pastor, and from that time on, we talked about politics around the dinner table. When I was young, I went to the University of Texas, got a political science degree, went to Liberty University, got a master's degree in basically public relations.
So it's been a part of your life for a long time.
It's been a part of my life, and then jumped on the Abbott campaign when I came back to Texas when he ran for governor, and then jumped on Senator Cruz's campaign when he ran for president, and now serving as campaign manager to Congressman Kevin Brady as he's representing the 8th District here. So it's been a lot of fun, and I've really appreciated the journey that I've been on.
You got to have fun because you're like intimately into it all the time, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell me about what's going on with the campaign right now.
Sure. Well, one of the things that I see is that Congressman Brady really, really cares about the concerns of his constituents. And when President Trump was elected this past November, that was a mandate by the people in this country to overturn some of the challenging pieces of legislation that have worsened their lives, like Obamacare. The taxes are too high. And so Congressman Brady, in his position of chairman of the Committee of Ways and Means, is working really hard, writing some of the legislation, taking in the concerns of his peers. He's leading. Many people don't know that he's the 4th most ranking congressman, and he's leading and writing a lot of the legislation, specifically coming soon to you with tax reform, and we're working really hard. That's been on a parallel track with healthcare reform, and although the House passed their version of healthcare reform with consent of the Freedom Caucus and the Tuesday Group, various interest groups in the Republican Party, they came together and passed legislation. The Senate, as you will probably know, didn't this last time. It failed in the Senate 49 to 51. Now, that said, President Trump is continuing to urge Senate Republicans to come together to pass some legislation. And John McCain, unfortunately, was the deciding vote, wanting to just keep Obamacare, essentially. So we're eagerly awaiting something to pass in the Senate so it can come back to the House, so that House Republicans can get that and pass something to put on the president's desk to sign. Now, with tax reform, that's something the president has really urged Congress to do, and Kevin Brady is the man that's leading the charge.
He's a very powerful man, and it's really great to have him representing us here. I mean, because he's local to the Woodlands. He's been very involved in the community, and he's head of the Ways and Means Committee, which is a very powerful group, right?
It affects your taxes.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
So it's nice to have that local representation in a strong leadership position.
Yes.
You know?
And so he's risen to the ranks of that position and been charged by the president to work hard on tax reform. And so one of the things that I see is that he says that that'll happen hopefully by the end of this year. So we're waiting on the passage of that bill in the House, and then we'll work on getting it done in the Senate, and then on the president's desk. So
when we talk tax reform, he's wanting to change it to a small postcard, correct?
Correct.
Some kind of a postcard system so that you're not going over the pages and pages and pages of things.
Right.
In a simple form.
Right. And he often says he got that idea from Senator Ted Cruz when Senator Cruz was running for president. He came up with this idea. Taxes so easy that you can do it on a postcard. And it's also this idea of dismantling the IRS because they've infringed they've put a lot of pain on some people, and especially conservative groups, as you may know. And so I want to see more of this, and I want to see the dismantling of the IRS, because if that happens, that would be really something noteworthy.
So tell me how this affects small business owners.
Well, by allowing businesses to immediately write off unlimited investments in buildings, equipment, and technology, we can spur growth at the local level. And so those write-offs for expenses obviously are key. Another thing, America will have a far superior tax code than our global competitors, encouraging new investments that will drive growth for our hardworking families. So small businesses is definitely a part of spurring the economy on. And then obviously the corporate tax rate, getting that lower will bring businesses back to the United States. And that's key to spurring our economic growth. And of course, the individual taxes being lowered puts more money in your pocket, so that way you have more spending money. And that too spurs the economy, because we need spending. And if people are holding on to their money, sometimes that unfortunately doesn't help the economy. So, but the more money you have, the more leisure money you have, the more you spend, obviously the economy does better.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to invite Jody to come sit up here, and we're going to continue the conversation and see how Kevin Brady is involved with some upcoming things. Margie Taylor, Conroe Culture News.
We are looking for sponsors. Do you want to partner with Conroe Culture? Contact us on irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture for current rates and statistics of our listenership.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Hello, we are back on Conroe Culture News, and I am your host, Margie Taylor. So, we are continuing the conversation with Christian Collins, who is the campaign manager for Congressman Kevin Brady's office. And we are now joined with Jody Czajkoski. Thank you. Czajkoski. And Jody does a lot of different things. But what we're going to talk about, focus today, is about Faithfest. So, Christian, there's several things that are passionate to Kevin Brady, and I'm thinking faith is one of those. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, he's the man that's involved in the faith community here locally, and when he's in Washington, D.C., he meets with other congressmen, men and women, to do Bible studies. And so that's one of the staples that keeps his life in check and keeps him together. And one of the things that he's charged me to do is to work with the faith leaders of this community. And so we put together a religious roundtable. And just like Ronald Reagan's religious roundtable advised him on key religious issues, the faith leaders of this community advised Congressman Brady on religious liberty issues, pro-life issues. And these are issues, as it pertains to religious liberty, that aren't just Christian issues, but they're religious liberty for all faith groups. And so that's why it's so important to make a stand for religious liberty, because our country was literally founded for the purpose of standing for religious freedom. And so getting involved with Jody has
Hi,
been
Jody.
Hey, Margie.
a lot of fun, and getting to know him. I'll let him talk about it in a second.
Okay,
But one of
but
the
go
things
ahead.
that he's worked hard on is working with different faith leaders of the community, and he's a Catholic, but he's worked with a lot of Baptists. And so I'll let him chime in and tell a little bit about his vision with Faithfest, and then I'll talk about how we came together.
What is Faithfest?
Margie, good to see you.
Yes, you do.
Faithfest is a partnership between local community leaders, political leaders, and church leaders to promote unity in the community. As you know, we've discussed it before. It started about 5 years ago as a way to just bring our fractured country, our fractured nation back together. And we seem like today, we're just as divided, if not more, as we were 5 years ago. So timing's excellent, and good to be back here in Conroe.
So this is happening on November 4th, Saturday, all day, and you have music. Yes?
Yes, ma'am. We have music. I mean, it's a good example.
It's a coming together of a lot of different people.
Yeah, it's we looked around in our country and you try to figure out, a wise man once told me, he says, consider everyone a partner until they prove otherwise. And that's what you see, I'll use your relationship and my relationship for together. We met a couple years ago doing community service, working with local ministries, and I saw someone out there that was making a difference in the community, that was a leader in the community, and I said, hey, let's go have coffee. Let's get to know each other. Let's see how we can help each other.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's simple as that. We find right now we have about 6 local charities that we support, and we try to pick up one every year, and we try to find groups that are non-denominational, that work with all the Christian denominations, and including our Jewish and Muslim brothers out there. And, how do you get people to get along? How do you get them to work together? Well, they got to find something in common. And that's what I've seen with almost anybody you sit down with. You'd be surprised, and when you sit down over a cup of coffee or maybe even a cold beverage one day, you figure out that you have a lot more in common than you do apart. And that's our big mission, to set our minimal differences aside. We started with the Christian community. We did a study a few years ago that showed that your local, your Catholics, your Baptists, your Pentecostals, Church of Christ, Lutherans, Evangelicals, that we're all really about 93% in line on our scripture and theological beliefs. And you think about it, in our country, there's a lot of churches. There's a lot of church leaders. There are a lot of pastors out there. If we could get these guys in line to at least talk about social issues and work together, we could change the country. We could change the world. And that's what we're trying to do.
Well, it's a good celebration. And is this the second year or
This
what?
is the 5th year.
The 5th year.
5th year,
Okay,
yes,
so
ma'am.
this is the 5th year, and it's happening at Heritage Park. And you have not only music, but you have food, and you have vendor booths and things like that as well, or no?
We're expecting, 4,000 to 5,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
A lot of people. We brought in this year up-and-coming artists, including Bree Bagwell, which is a good Christian gal. She's on the rocking the Texas country charts. We usually mix Christian and contemporary music, and we're bringing in Building 429, which is one of the top 10 Christian contemporary artists. Chris August will be joining us. Hawk Nelson, who recently had out a top 10 hit as well. Josh Wilson, Rex Robars, and the Grateful, to mention a few.
Okay. So how often does Kevin meet with his round table of different people? And then are these people the same ones that are helping you put on Faith Fest that are involved?
That's what we noticed when we came together. I mean, it was just God sent that Christian wanted to work with us, and Kevin wanted to work with us, and that's what we noticed. A lot of the pastors he's working with and we're working with are the same guys, for sure.
Yeah. And, well, he meets with his pastor's religious roundtable 3 times a year,
Okay.
at least. And of course, many of them have they reach out to him either by phone or other ways as well. And so we're working together with Faith Fest in conglomeration with the music part of this. We're doing a speaking portion. It's a promotion of religious liberty. And so we're going to have the Houston Five, some of the pastors that had their sermons subpoenaed by Mayor Anise Parker. You may remember that. Mm-hmm. Pastor Steve Rigg will be speaking. Rafael Cruz, Senator Cruz's father, will be there. And we're expecting Judge Wayne Mack. Of course, you may know about his prayer in the courtroom. Mm-hmm. Case going on. And we're also going to have some other prominent elected officials. Those will be named later. And, of course, Congressman Kevin Brady. So we're going to have I guess, if you will, a political portion of this messaging is going to be standing for religious freedom, because it's so important, as I was saying earlier, to stand.
Well, that is unique to me, having the religious intertwined with the politics. And I think, or maybe it's not unique, but it's something that I think you're trying to address, or he's trying to address in a bigger way, and how it's making a difference to how the world is going, is to have faith communities united as one. Right?
Absolutely. Politicians make they make decisions in which directions our country's going, and you know, your pastors have a lot of influence as well out there these days, and there's no reason they shouldn't be discussed in the same conversation.
Right, and for the Christian pastors out there, their mission first is to spread the gospel, but their second part of their mission should be to protect their right to spread the gospel. And people always say, well, what about the separation of church and state? Well, Thomas Jefferson, when he wrote a letter to the Danbury Baptist Church, talked about this principle of a one-way wall. It wasn't to protect the state from the church, but as a matter of fact, it was to protect the church from the state. And so actually 29 of the 56 framers of the Constitution were seminary graduates. Many of them, even the two deists, Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin, they prayed with the rest, who were deeply avowed Christians. And so our country was founded on Christian principles, and the right to protect your religious freedoms is so instrumental to who we are as a nation and who we are as a people that founded this country. So.
Okay. Well, I think it's quite interesting to have him work in this way, you know, with Faith Fest. Now, Jody, Faith Fest, are you the coordinator of it? What is your role in Faith Fest?
We've got a wonderful group of volunteers and committee members. I've been involved since the first year and have definitely helped out.
Okay. So what can people do to get involved?
You can go to faith-fest.com, faith-fest.com. It'll give you all the information on the local ministries, and we're looking for volunteers. We're looking for sponsorships. We're looking for people to get involved and spread the word. And you know, I just hope everyone will come out November 4th and join us. We've made the ticket price $15. It's very affordable. It's $10 for ages 3 through 15 or 55 and older. And there's going to be a lot of people there that want to help and want to get involved. And the first step in that is getting to know each other. So please join us November 4th at Heritage Park, downtown Conroe, and it'll be a wonderful show. And if you have any questions, feel free to go to faith-fest.com or call me on my cell phone at 713-560-6069.
And you're also on Facebook, too. You have a Facebook page, Faith Fest. I think it says Faith Fest 16. But it's up to date, because I've looked at it.
It's up to date.
Even though it has a 16. That's all good. So, Christian, what else can you tell me about things that are going on with Kevin Brady? Anything important that you want to let us all know about?
Well, a $788 billion defense bill that also gives money to President Trump's border wall was passed in the House, so that's some successful news there. I think many of the people in this country want to see not only sanctuary cities ended, but a wall or some type of protection to keep people out that aren't supposed to be here. And so you look at the drug cartels and the people that have come over illegally. Some of them are good people, but some of them are not. And the problem is that we want to make sure that we are protecting our country. You wouldn't leave your door wide open for people to come in at your personal residence, and we shouldn't do that in this country either. We do need immigration in this country, but we need it legally. We need to know who the people are that are coming over. And first and foremost, after we secure the border, we do need to have legal immigration, but not illegal immigration. And so with this is a first down payment toward building that wall that will keep America safe, or make America safe again, I should say.
Safer than it is, right?
Safer than it is, or as safe as it could be. So
tell me, for people that don't understand, what a sanctuary city is, and what are some of those places that have sanctuary cities?
Well, this is something Greg Abbott has been working on to protect the citizenry. I mean, if you look at some of the illegal immigrants that have come over, they have done horrible, heinous crimes to innocent people. There's been drinking and driving accidents. There's actually been hardcore murders. And it's unfortunate. It really, really is. And there are cities that harbor these illegal immigrants. And the mayors, liberal mayors in big urban cities just say, well, you can stay here. And we're going to make sure that we protect those people. Well, what Governor Abbott did was effectively, he said, no more. We're going to take some funding away from your city if you don't follow the law. And that's as simple as it is. It's just following the law. And unfortunately, there are people that do not want to do that, and they think they can go about it any which way that they want.
Okay. So if somebody wants to engage more with what's going on or be part of the conversation with Congressman Brady, I know you have a website, kevinbrady.house.gov, to find out all about things that he's got going on with his Ways and Means Committee, and any press releases, conversations on the radio where they can listen in to what's been going on. And he also has a Facebook page. Right.
And that's his federal side. And on the campaign side, you can go to bradyforcongress.com, and you can email at info@bradyforcongress.com. And you can also email me at christian@bradyforcongress.com. And we want to take in the concerns of the constituents, and so that's the biggest part of my job, is just listening to the people, because the way you win a campaign is by listening to the people.
Right, and forming relationships. And he's very involved in the community, and I know he's involved with things that are going on with the WISE conference that's coming up, so I'm sure we're all tied together here. It's always fun when I find out that, actually it does make a difference with all the guests. They all have something in common. But I know he's been involved with Carol Gooch and Montgomery County Association of Businesswomen for many years, and they're getting ready to celebrate their 12th anniversary, and he's always been a part of that. So anyway, I think it's great listening to you guys, and I'm very excited for Faithfest, and hope to get some people involved. I will be sharing about Faithfest on our Conroe Culture News so that more people can hear about it, and come out there on November 4th. Anything else you would like to add, gentlemen? Jody?
Hey, Margie, I just appreciate what you do in the community, and I thought you guys did a wonderful job with the last Americana Music Festival, so keep it up for sure.
Fabulous.
It was fabulous, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you guys were a part of it, and Kevin Brady needs to be a part of it next year.
We'll see if we can work on him a little bit.
Yeah,
May 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun times. Downtown Conroe is where it's happening.
Absolutely.
Just saying. Right?
It's coming on.
Well, Margie, and thank you for being a voice in the community. It's really important what you do, and I really appreciate you reaching out to me. If I may maybe stick a plug in real quick,
Sure.
Congressman Brady has his Blues and Barbecue.
Oh, yes. Tell us about that.
It's his annual fundraiser, and it's October 16th. October 16th.
And where is that going to be held?
Do-si-do.
Okay, just like last year.
Yeah, a little country joint.
Uh-huh.
And we'll have some good country music, some barbecue, and you can hear an update from Congressman Kevin Brady. So,
informal.
yes, Western attire,
Jeans.
jeans.
Jeans and beer.
Yeah. And barbecue stains on your shirt. It's all
No,
good. Yeah.
No, I don't do the barbecue stains.
Yeah.
Wear your belt buckle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, sounds great. Thank you, gentlemen. And, of course, we will have a podcast of this show available by tomorrow, and we will share it on Conroe Culture News on Facebook, Taylorized PR, LinkedIn, and it will be on irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture. We'll be right back and speaking with Don Candy in the WISE Conference.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776.
Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization featuring a 10,000 square foot building located at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas. At Heaven's Army, we offer over 26 different services free for all ages, from karate, dance, drug and alcohol classes, anger management, parenting, food and clothing pantries, to just name a few. We are supported solely by volunteers and private donations. Our main mission is to glorify God in all that we do. At Heaven's Army, we strive to be a hand up, not a handout. Come check us out at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas, or call for more information at 281-689-5864. You may also learn more about Heaven's Army by visiting our website at heavensarmyofresources.com.
And we are back. I am your host, Margie Taylor, from downtown Conroe at Conroe Culture News, every Monday at noon. We're hoping to give you guys some information about things that are going on around Conroe, greater Montgomery County. And we just had conversation with Jody about Faithfest and Christian Collins, who's the campaign manager for Congressman Kevin Brady. And uniquely, it's all tied together with what's going on with Don Candy, who is sitting here. Hey, Don.
Hi, Margie.
So I have known Don for a long time. A long time. And she's involved as the event coordinator for an upcoming event called the WISE Conference.
Correct. Yes.
So that is an exciting thing, and it has grown and morphed. I know I was on the committee, I think, the first year. What year is this?
This is the 5th annual.
Okay, so this is the 5th, just like Faithfest is the 5th. That's funny. I thought it was the same, but I can never be sure. So that's coming up on September 27th. So why is it a WISE conference?
Well, it is a WISE conference because we are going to empower women with knowledge. That is our theme. But WISE actually stands for Women Inspiring, Supporting, and Empowering. It was
big words.
Yes. So much easier to say WISE.
Yes.
But it was actually started 5 years ago with Carol Gooch from MCABW and Kiki Comaneros with WOMTech.
That's another hard word.
Another hard name, yes.
Kiki.
Yeah, she's just Kiki if you know
Yes.
her. But the two of them got together and decided that the community needed a women's conference to educate and inspire and empower and to give them a networking opportunity. They also decided they wanted to give back to the community, so they began giving back to charity. And then just last year was our first year to actually give scholarships. So we do that as well. And so we're really excited that this is our second year to give away 3 scholarships to worthy women. So,
And you've been involved with it the whole 5 years?
actually, no. I got involved probably 3 years ago, helping with the breakout sessions. just helping to coordinate the speakers and things like that. But last year, unfortunately, our event planner that we had was unable to do that duty, and she recommended that they reach out to me and see if I would be interested in doing it. And because I had such a passion for what WISE was doing, I said, please let me do this. I want to see it continue. I can definitely see it growing, and so was very, very excited to get it done last year, and then they asked me to come back again this year.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is a lot of work,
Event
yes.
planning.
But let me just give a shout out to my planning team, because we have about 16 ladies on our planning team.
Wonderful.
They're amazing. We have a lot of subcommittees, and they do a lot of hard work pre the event, even the day of, even though they come to the event to learn as well, but they're also helping that day. So
How many women attend generally?
we have a little over 300.
That's quite a bit. And
yes.
this year, you're doing it as last year at Lone Star Community.
Yes, Lone Star College.
Yes, Lone Star College.
On Research Forest in the Woodlands, and they are actually our venue sponsor. They came in this year again as our venue sponsor in conjunction with the Small Business Development Center. So
That makes sense.
We're very excited to have the two of them partner with us, because again, education is a big key to the conference, and so we feel like that was just a perfect partnership for us.
And that's the main reason that a lot of these ladies go, is
That's
to
right.
find out, not only to meet other ladies and network, and some of them they don't know in the community, and some, they're getting to know more, but it's about growth and
It is.
learning.
It is. You know as well as I do, as an entrepreneur, you're by yourself many times, and you're having to deal with so many issues in your business. And it's nice to be around like-minded people and learn from them, because they've been through it before, and you can hear about their experiences, and you can learn from what they've done in the past, what worked, what didn't work, that sort of thing. And so then you don't feel quite so alone as that, what do they call it, a solopreneur? I think that's
You're
what
not
they
on
call
an
it.
island by yourself.
You're not, although you may feel it sometimes.
You're in the country with other people.
Yes.
So tell me some of the speakers that are going to be there. Tell me
Well,
about them.
From our main stage, we have Angela Carter, who is the president and CEO of AFC Power Strategy Group. And I am thrilled to have her come and speak to our group, because she wrote a chapter in a book. The name of the book is Madam President, How to Act and Think Like a Leader. And her chapter is actually called The Truth, the Leader, and the Lady. And she talks about in that chapter the things that women through history have had to deal with as far as public perceptions, and how we impose those public perceptions on ourselves, and sometimes the struggle that we deal with as leaders, whether it's in our family or in our community. After reading that chapter, I just felt like this is the message that the women that come to the WISE conference should hear. And so she graciously accepted the invitation to come as our keynote speaker this year. She is dynamic, she commands the room, she's engaging, and she will definitely teach you some things along the way, but she's going to entertain you as well. So I'm really excited about that.
You're very passionate about it, I can tell.
Yes.
You're very excited. So, it makes me want to go check it out right now.
Yes. Good.
Yes, yes.
Well, and then we also on the main stage have our executive panel, which I think we started doing this last year as well, is we put together a panel of 4 business owners in our community that have businesses that many of us have heard of. We may know these ladies as friends, but we may not know what their story is. We may not know the backgrounds. And so this year's panel, actually, we have Dr. Dawn Schwab and Dr. Lisa Reister with Spinal Care Chiropractic, who we hope will give us some insight as to how to maintain a friendship after being partners for 18 years in business. What a challenge. I can only imagine,
Kind of like a marriage, right?
Yes, exactly. Although they both are married and have their own children,
Right.
and then they have their business together and have to deal with their own relationship that way too.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes.
And then we also have Melanie Bush with Better Bookkeepers, who, she has gone, I believe her business has been around about 7 years, and she started all by herself, and now she has about 18 people working with her. And so,
And more than one office.
yes, yes, in more than one city. So, tremendous growth for her, and just to be able to talk to that, how did she handle it growing so quickly and hiring that staff and being able to find the right talent, things like that. And then our last on the panel is Kathy Tottenham, which many people may not know that name, but Amazing Spaces. Those beautiful, luxurious spaces for storage that are along the side of the road here in our community. And
How many locations do they have? A couple of them I know
I want to
of.
say it's 6 or 7, and I could be
Wow.
wrong.
Okay.
Yes. But what intrigued me about her was the fact that that business actually, they seek raw land, they work with construction, they build these beautiful facilities, they have to hire staff for those facilities, and they have a corporate culture who truly emanates amazing. They just talk amazing. They're excited every single day. And I think she brings a lot to the table.
They're not just storage places.
Correct. They're
a
not.
lot more than that.
A whole lot more than that. So I think it's going to be a great panel, which will be facilitated by Michelle Merhar, who was formerly with Fox 26 News. She's back. She's been with us since the beginning, all 5 years, and she absolutely loves our conference. So we're so happy to have her back this year.
Sounds wonderful. So someone could get involved in coming there to the conference by going, well, I know you have a Facebook page, which is the Wise Conference, and you also have a website, again, The Wise Conference. I love that.
Yes.
Just make it simple, please, people. So that's great. And it is from 9 to 4. Do you have vendor booths there as well?
We do, actually. We have a vendor area with about 25 vendors, and that includes some nonprofits. And then we, this year, are doing something a little bit differently. We've got 2 pavilion areas, which are also vendors, but they're going to be very engaging and hands-on and interactive. And in those 2 rooms, there will also be some little vignette speeches. So the pavilions are topic focused. One is health and wellness. The other is professional development. So just to give you an example, in the professional development, we have Chelsea Williams Photography, who has graciously agreed to do headshots for every woman in attendance. She will be in professional development.
Beautiful headshots.
She does.
She's wonderful.
I just had a sitting with her, with my husband and I, and oh my gosh, breathtaking.
She's
photos.
very talented.
Yes. She does great work. So ladies, you don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean,
You
that's
want your
a
professional
value
headshot.
add.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Wow. For free?
yes,
Anybody who
for free.
goes? For
Anybody
free?
who goes.
Wow.
So your tickets are only $69 a person. They go on, individual tickets go on sale tomorrow. That's why I was so glad to be here today.
Yay, of course, timing is everything.
That's right. But so that's just an example of what's going to be going on in the professional development pavilion. We'll also have someone speaking on how to dress the part. Because this year's conference, we really wanted to encourage every woman to come to the conference. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom and you volunteer time for a nonprofit, maybe you help them with a fundraiser, to that woman who's climbing the corporate ladder. And so we want to have something for every woman who comes to the conference. And so that was a little tidbit. My mom always told me, dress for the part you want, not the part you have. It didn't click for a very long time for me, I have to say. But I will say my mother was absolutely right. The more that you dress for the part that you want to be an executive, you want to be a leader, and you dress in that.
It's appearances.
It is appearances. And so it means so much. Mm-hmm. And so we felt like that was a great one for the professional development area as well. And then we'll also have someone talking from All About People, which is an employment agency, about how to build your team, which we think was going to be a great one for our Mary Kay ladies, even our Arbonne ladies, anyone who's in, one of those companies where they build their teams and they benefit from that leadership. Well, how do you choose the right people to be on your team so that everyone is benefiting from that team?
Well, that could work for anything,
It can work for any business. It can work for my business, for your business.
Absolutely.
Yes, and so we felt like that was a really great ad as well. So, yes, we're very excited about that. In our health and wellness, we're going to have Vicki LeBeau from Texas Last Diet talk about the right water and sugar. So there actually is the right water, which she was telling me. She said, believe it or not, there's a difference in the water that you drink. So we're going to learn a lot about that and about sugar and the amount of sugar that you should be eating, the type of sugar. And then Dr. Arroyo is going to be doing a talk, and I believe it's about the energy work that he is doing. He has this energy scan that is new to the marketplace, but can tell you so much about your body and so much about your health.
And Dr. Arroyo is an eye doctor.
He is an eye doctor. He's with Eye Health Consultants. And so, so great
sounds
speakers.
like a lot of fun.
Yes, but these little speeches that I'm telling you about in the pavilions are only 15 minutes long. So you'll be able to visit every vendor. You'll be able to listen to all the main stage speakers. You'll be able to enjoy a nice lunch, network with the other ladies there. So it's going to be a great day.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And this is happening again on September 27th.
Yes.
And the tickets go on sale tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And you also have applications for women to get a grant to further their goals and learn more, advance their careers.
Yeah, so we mentioned the scholarships, and actually there will be 3 that will be awarded, and you can go onto our website, thewiseconference.com, and apply for that scholarship. You do need 3 letters of reference. You also need to purchase your ticket. So if you get everything else ready and then tomorrow can purchase that ticket as well, that completes your application. And application deadline is August 31st. So we encourage any woman who is looking to further her career, launch her career, take a class, maybe just to hone some skills.
It's personal growth.
It is personal growth, absolutely, yes. And we did mention our charity, but we didn't say who it was, I don't think.
No, we did not. Tell me.
It is Meals on Wheels at Montgomery County.
Wonderful.
Yes. Serving seniors. And our host committees for the WISE Conference, MCABW, WOMTech, and Business Women's Forum, all of our members have gone and volunteered their time to learn more about Meals on Wheels, who they serve, how they do it. So they've gone out and served some seniors, or we've taken a kitchen tour. We've met the chef, who is amazing and is culinary trained.
They have a chef?
Wow. They have a chef, yes. They serve 550 meals a day. It is amazing what they do out of that kitchen, and he makes many of these things from scratch. He's just so impressive, and he cares so much about that food. It's like a home-cooked meal that they get served every single day, so it's wonderful. And we're so glad to partner with them. As a matter of fact, I want to say this week, many businesses will start seeing donation boxes coming out into local businesses for Meals on Wheels with the WISE Conference logo on there. It was just something else our committee decided we wanted to do to help spread the word, get a little extra donation for Meals on Wheels.
Good PR.
Yes.
Good PR for everybody.
That's right.
And they have a new executive director, Summer Day, who I've known for many years as well.
Yes.
And she used to be with United Way and Days of Caring, so she's worked with many nonprofits. Of course, Meals on Wheels being one of the many. Mm-hmm. So actually, she had an article out in the paper today on the front page of the Courier about her new position as executive director.
I'll have to take a look.
So it sounds really exciting, and I'm super glad that you came to talk to us about this, because I'm learning more about it. And it has grown, and I'm glad you're doing it. So tell me, we mentioned that there was a tie with Congressman Brady.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, Congressman Brady has, I think since day one, since the conference started, because of his relationship with Carol Gooch, he has either come in person and welcomed our attendees, or he's done a video for us just to let them know that he knows the conference is going on and the importance of it in our community. And then he is also one of our sponsors. He's a break sponsor for us. So when we have those little snacks throughout the day, he helped us pay for those, so that we can also give some money back to Meals on Wheels. So he's a great supporter,
there you
and
go.
we
There's the
really
tie-in.
appreciate him so much.
And you have lunch. Lunch is being
We do.
served, right? They don't have to bring their own.
Correct. That's correct.
Might as well mention that.
Yes.
So it's like an executive women kind of a event just for women in this community.
Yeah, so I encourage women, whether you're in an office of 9 other ladies, or you've got girlfriends who work for different corporations, get together, reserve a corporate table. You'll get a little bit of sponsorship that way, exposure that way, or just come by yourself because you're going to meet people. But I'm going to encourage you, please bring business cards. This happens all the time where people start a conversation, they want to further that relationship, and they don't have a business card.
Why wouldn't they?
That's a good question,
You
Margie.
and I are both in that marketing. I always have business cards.
Yes.
Seriously.
No matter where you go. Yes.
But you don't just hand out business cards. You have a
No.
conversation with somebody first.
That's correct. And such great relationships come out of this conference. And so that's a really big piece of it, is for you to network. And, one other thing that we're going to mention in this conference is how women who work for corporate many times feel like their corporate job is what they want to do. They're going to continue in this corporate realm. Things happen. And when things happen, if you haven't started to build a network around you of just women that you might meet at the WISE conference or you might meet at some other networking
Relationships.
event. Yes. You know, what do you do when things happen and you need to find a new position?
Right.
Who do you reach out to? Well, this is a great place to start. So we're going to encourage women, please, please, please bring your business cards. Please start forming those relationships because they're great girlfriends. They're great resources in the community.
Absolutely.
You just never know.
You never do. Life changes. I mean, there's positive changes that happen all the time, too. It's not all bad.
You could decide you don't want to work for corporate anymore and you want to be your own boss.
And start your own.
That's right. How do you get started?
Absolutely. Sometimes these things just happen on a whim, and you don't know. One day you're working, the next day you have a new business.
That's right.
And it's tailored to you. So, Dawn, tell everybody what you do.
Well, my company is I Promote You. I do printing and promotional products, strategic marketing for companies. So I help them market their business, whether it is to their potential customer, it's to thank their customer, it is branding for them, it's uniforming their staff. I mean, anything you can put your logo on, Margie, I can help you do.
It's all that outward appearance of who you are in the community.
That's right.
Well, and you've had your business for 6 years, 7 years?
Actually, it'll be 9 in October.
9 years.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting ready to celebrate 3 years.
I know. Time flies.
Time flies. So, again, it is the wiseconference.com. It's also the Wise Conference on Facebook. Go buy your tickets. It's happening September 27th. Great speakers, great connections.
We still have
great
sponsorships
information
available, so, you know.
You can find out all that information. And that's all we have for today. It's Conroe Culture News. I'm your host, Margie Taylor. Next week, August 7th, we'll hear from Stephen Green and Craig Campabilla about the Montes that are coming forward. Sandy Wood from HCA Hospitals about the signs of stroke. And the Conroe High School event, Meet the Tigers. So, again, I'm your host, Margie Taylor. We will have a podcast of this available by tomorrow to share, and you can listen in. Until then, check us out on Facebook. Have a great Monday and be safe.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show is recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.